Bueno, Raulo, no dije nada de que arrancamos Es esto la fábrica, la sección en donde analizamos todo lo que tiene que ver con la industria de la música, una industria que cambió un montón en estos últimos un puñadito de años, 10, 15 años, cambió un montón, y de todos esos cambios, de todas esas cosas que se han fluido, sobre todo en la distribución de obras. Antes necesitabas trailers, containers, aviones, barcos que transporten obras de un lado para el otro. Eso se ha terminado, por suerte o no sé. Todas esas cosas las debatimos, las repensamos, las reanalizamos, y para eso hablamos con productores musicales, creadores de contenidos. Esa no la había dicho nunca, Raúl, la de creadores de contenido no la había dicho nunca. Y músicos, muchos músicos, como es el caso del día de la fecha, donde vamos a hablar con los amigos de Ashes and Dream. Raúl, todo tuyo.
Dale. Lisa, we are going to start with the interview. We are live, and thanks for your time. We are going to start. Please tell us your full name, where are you from, and how old are you?
Okay, my full name is Lisa Saunders, but I also go by my stage name Silver Bella, and I'm in Winnipeg, Canada, which is in Manitoba, which is on the Canadian prairies. And how old am I? I just turned 51.
Perfect.
Proudly.
I'm over 40, so it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'm going to make a little translation for the Spanish listeners. So, bueno, estamos con Lisa Saunders, que el nombre de escenario es Silver Bella. Está hablando desde Canadá y bueno, tiene más de 50 años, así que está todo bien. Please tell us which is your first memory of you listening to music?
First memory of listening to music. Yes, that was, that would have been a long time ago. I was actually thinking about this the other day for a different article. And one of my earliest memories of listening to music was hearing The Robots by Kraftwerk. And, my dad had a big stereo system. And we lived out in a farm in the Canadian prairies, and he had this stereo, and I came inside and he had The Robots blasted. And I was so scared because I thought, have aliens come down to our farm and taken over the world? Because it was such a strange sounding sound. I hadn't heard something like that before, and I was like, what is this? I didn't even know what it was, and that kind of got me into electronic music.
Wow! And how did he found Kraftwerk? It was on the radio.
Well, my dad had a big record collection and album collection, so we did lots of garage sailing in the summertime, which is, here in Winnipeg we actually do a community coming up. We will put our stuff out on the sidewalk on certain weekends, and then people will go around and take what they need. Wow. And it's called the free weekend. So we do a lot of that here, but we also do lots of garage sales, so that he probably got it from there.
Wow. Sorry the question, but it's cold in Winnipeg. How do you make the garage? With cold? It's no problem.
Okay, well, yeah, we mostly do that in the summer. Sometimes they do it in the winter. Yeah, that's mostly in the summer. In the winter, not so much.
Okay. Bueno, nos estaba contando que ella vive en una granja en Winnipeg y bueno, lo que primero escuchó fue Kraftwerk desde el estéreo gigante que tenía el padre, y que era algo rarísimo porque en una granja escuchar esos sonidos de robots era impresionante, y así fue como ella entró en la música electrónica, y dice que ahí llegó a ese tipo de discos porque hay mucha venta de garage en Winnipeg, en donde todos, o sea, la comunidad saca sus trastos, sus cosas al garage, y hay grandes ventas. Bueno, y ahí fue como se conectó con ese tipo de discos. El padre tiene una colección de discos muy grandes, bueno, y así fue como empezó su viaje por la música electrónica. And can you tell us which was your first instrument and which was the first song that you learned?
Okay, yes. My first instrument was a Korg M1 keyboard.
Really?
And I loved that thing. And I had that for many, many years, and it was on the stage many, many times, had so many great little patches. And the first song that I learned, I've never been much for learning pop songs or whatever. It was always to create something. Great. And I remember the first one I did create, it was called Steam Train, and it was just plunking around. But I remember I was first learning my keyboard, and at the time I was pretty much self-taught, and I was in an apartment, and there was actually a neighbor that came over and knocked on my door, and he was like, you know, do you think you could play something different? Because I had been playing like the same song, like trying to figure it out over and over again. So that's probably my first memory of keyboard playing.
Bueno, le pregunté cuál fue su primer instrumento y la primera canción que aprendió, y dice que realmente ella no estaba obsesionada con tocar canciones pop ni aprender muchas canciones, que fue más que nada por un proceso creativo, porque ella desde muy chica tenía un órgano Korg con un montón de patcheras y ese tipo de cosas, que lo utilizó bastante también en vivo, pero bueno, que fue más proceso creativo. I think that the head of the people that makes electronic music is completely different from the others. And I have a question, because we have many interviews with people from rock, from different tribes, but I want to know, when you were young in school, do you have an electronic tribe in your school, or they were rock, punks, or where were the people, the electronic music lovers when they were young?
Well, there weren't a lot in my hometown, because I had I lived in a smaller, like at the time around 10,000 people, and mostly people listened to country and western and rock music, so there wasn't a lot of that. So I had to wait to go till we went into Winnipeg, the big city, and then I would go to the record store and I would just ask for recommendations. And so that was my connection to electronic music, was relying on people's recommendations wholeheartedly, like the record store employees or other people that knew that I was into that music, because I would drive around in my car and I'd be blasting electronic music, and then they would hear that and they'd be like, oh, you know, we heard you might like this band.
Okay. Yeah. That is the difference. And now, because in school or university you can see people with Metallica t-shirts and that kind of stuff, but not a lot with electronic, you know. That is why ahí está, Manu, la respuesta. Sorry, I'm going to speak with Manu in Spanish. Okay. Que yo le preguntaba a todos, está la tribu de los punks, está la tribu de los metaleros, y sabes, aparte me trajo un recuerdo que es automático. Cuando yo iba en Cabildo y Juramento, que estaban las casas de venta de discos, había un montón de casas de música electrónica. Ahí está la diferencia, no tanto en el colegio.
Había muchos que eran fanas del pop, ponele, pero es verdad, música electrónica no.
Sí,
Backstreet Boys, Michael Jackson o disco, ponele, pero música electrónica no.
Sí. We are just remembering in Buenos Aires how things was in the 90s.
Me imagino que ella siempre fue como, me la imagino muy popular, siendo ella referente del género. Ella fue siempre una referente, digamos, en su círculo de amigos, siempre fue la referente de la música electrónica.
Manu wants to know if you were the person that, listen to this and listen to that of electronic music.
Right, yes. I think that I not really forced people to, but I was one of the few people that had my driver's license and had my own car, which I saved up for when I was young. And so they had no choice. Like my friends, they all had no choice but to listen to it. And it's funny because people have come over to visit over the years and now later where they've come and they're like, do you think we could listen to something different?
Okay.
Because they can only tolerate it for a little bit of time.
Ahí está la otra explicación, que fue una de las primeras que tuvo el registro de conducir y estaba todo el tiempo escuchando música electrónica en el auto. Ahí está, era como le pasaba. Can you tell us, Lisa, if are there any places to study music for free in Winnipeg, or you have to pay?
Well, we do have an organization called Manitoba Music, and which is Manitoba is the name of my province, and they offer lots of things to people that I'm not sure, they're not necessarily free, but it's minimal. Like they do lots of outreach and seminars and things like that. There are places you can go to get a musical education here. We have the University of Brandon, the University of Manitoba, Mid-Ocean School of Music, to think of a few. But those are all paid, entry places. But Manitoba Music does a lot to try to encourage people of all ages to get into music.
Ahí está, perfecto. Bueno, le pregunté si había lugares para aprender música gratuitamente y dice que hay un montón de universidades y colegios que hay que pagar, pero tienen un lugar que se llama Manitoba Music, que es como un centro, una especie de centro comunitario de la ciudad en donde hay seminarios y hay un montón de cosas para acercar herramientas de la música a la gente. And can you tell us, how was the first time that you play in public?
Oh my gosh, we were so nervous. That was with my first band. Oh, actually, the first gig that we had was with Leave You Tomorrow, which is Leave You Mircha, my songwriting partner in Ashes and Dreams. This was before our first big band. In Toronto, we had a project called Leave You Tomorrow. And we went on stage and it was hilarious because it was so loud. We made the music so loud, people were actually leaving the main area to go into the next room because at the time we were young and we didn't realize, okay, you got to dampen the drums, we got to dampen
Nice.
dampen the sound. We became more professional as years went on, but that was one of the first ones. But and with the subsequent band, we all had to basically nudge each other to go on stage.
Perfecto. Bueno, le pregunté por la primera. Es muy rockero lo que dijo. En un punto, that is a little of rock that you say that the pump up the volume. Nos estaba contando su primera experiencia en vivo fue en Toronto con una banda que tenía que se llama Live It Tomorrow. Y lo que dice el primer show que tenían un sonido muy fuerte y la gente como diciendo que el volumen súper alto, pero bueno, no les importaba y después fueron siendo más profesionales y calmándose un poquito de eso. I have a personal question. Do you have any next with the 90s UK electronic music that that the hard and all that, or not a lot in Canada?
Well, no, there was Sister Bliss. I was into Sister Bliss for a while. And I suppose we got music. There was our music television channel here that had released compilations of dance music, and then dance music started to become more popular. Electronic music started to break into the mainstream. And but some of the first albums that I had definitely were, Sister Bliss and anything that I could get my hands on.
And why you make a difference between electronic music and dance music?
That's a good question. I don't even know how to answer that, the difference between electronic and dance music. I think electronic music is basically, I'd say it's the exploration of what an electronic instrument can do. You think of breaking boundaries, or a band like Kraftwerk venturing into areas that nobody has seen before. Whereas dance music, it's uplifting people and encouraging people to get on the dance floor and dance and go to raves and whatever, but it's more about energizing people and catchy melodies and stuff like that than it is about your Moog synthesizer or something like that.
Perfect. Bueno, le pregunté por qué hacía la diferencia entre música bailable, dance music, y música electrónica, y dice que en lo que es puntualmente música electrónica hay más exploración. Por ejemplo, lo que decía ella de estar con un Moog o con un órgano Korg y hacer un montón de exploración. Y la música bailable es música que te lleva a bailar. Manu.
Bueno, me voy a animar un poco a hacerle una pregunta a la amiga Silver. Silver, I see you as an electronic music journalist, I see you like that. And if you want to know, if you know, actually, you can avoid the answer if you want. If Karlheinz Stockhausen is recognized as one of the creators of the style or not, or no one knows?
Sorry, can you just repeat that a little bit or make it more succinct?
Manu is trying to speak in English. He is making sorry for our accent.
My English is very, very poor.
Oh, it's excellent. It's excellent. It's just my earphones here.
No, but
okay. I want to know if you know Karlheinz Stockhausen.
Oh, okay. No, I don't.
Okay. Okay. Well, it was a musician from the 50s who started to play with tapes and mix sounds. And I see you as a journalist, so I wanna know if Karlheim Stockhausen is known like a creator of music electronic or not, and your answer is clear, not.
Well, you know what? It could. How do you? I'll definitely research that.
You're going to search in. Nice.
Yes.
Perfect.
Karlheim with K. Stockhausen with CK.
I think that is from the concrete music in Germany.
Yes,
Okay.
Before electronic music, concrete music, when they want to explore with sounds, it's like a proto-electronic music.
Yes. 50.
Wow, it's in the 50s.
Well, I'll
really
be doing a deep dive on it soon. Now that I know of this person.
Excellent. It's very, very weird. More weird
Cool. Cool.
Perfect. That is, we love that about the radio, that you can give us some information and we can transmit that.
Yeah.
We love that.
New
And
recommendation.
can you tell us, Liza, how did Ashes and Dreams begin and why you put that name to the band?
Oh, okay. Well, Ashes and Dreams began, I guess about 12 years ago or 10 years ago. No, yeah, probably about. Actually, more probably like about 8 years ago. It's just that we had played with Leave You from Ashes and Dreams in a prior project, and then Leave You had moved for a number of years. So he moved to England or Romania, England, and then he was in Cairo for a while. So we lost touch with him and then reconnected, but it was probably closer to 8 years ago where we decided to create Ashes and Dreams. And the name came from a song that Leave had created. This was years ago. It was called Stars, Ashes and Dreams. And it was one of my favorite songs that he had written. And then there's already a Canadian band called Stars. So we just decided to call ourselves Ashes and Dreams.
Okay. Bueno, nos estaba comentando porque tiene otro miembro, el dúo Manu, que se llama Live. Bueno, y que más o menos hace unos 8 años empezaron con el grupo. Y bueno, el otro miembro como que empezó a viajar, se fue por el Cairo, por el Reino Unido, por varios lados y perdieron un poco el contacto y hace un par de años volvieron a juntarse. Y había una canción que se llamaba Stars, Ashes and Dreams, que le querían poner ese nombre, pero bueno, como hay una banda canadiense que se llama Stars, lo tacharon y quedó Ashes and Dreams. And can you tell us, in August of last year, you released your first single, we have listened to that, Phosphorus. How was the recording process of that?
Okay, well, I live in Winnipeg and Leave lives in Weston-super-Mare in the United Kingdom. So then we write everything remotely, like where we collaborate. So with that particular song, he had sent me a musical idea, and then I had written some lyrics on top of that, and then I recorded them here in Winnipeg, and then sent them back to Leave, and then Leave mixed the track. So that's with that particular song, that's how that one went. But yeah, it was we were trying to venture back into more of a non-commercial, like just try to come up with whatever music is in our hearts as opposed to striving for anything overly commercial.
Nice. Bueno, le estaba preguntando porque el año pasado, en 2023, sacaron el primer single que se llama Phosphorus, que lo acabamos de escuchar, y cómo fue el proceso de grabación. Live, el otro miembro del dúo, está viviendo en Reino Unido, ella en Winnipeg, y se empezaron a pasar bases, o sea, Live le mandó como una especie de base y fueron trabajando remotamente, uno en Canadá y otro en Reino Unido, y lo que ellos estaban tratando de hacer era de release, de sacar cualquier tipo de música que a ellos les parezca que es correcta, no tanto enfocándose en si es comercial o no es comercial. I have a question. When do you...
¿Se conocen ellos?
Sí. Where did you first meet with Liv?
Oh, in Toronto.
Okay.
Yeah, we first met in Toronto, Ontario, in a different province in Canada. We were both living in Toronto at the time. And Liviu was married to our friend Liliana. She was like, Liliana was one of my best friends in Toronto. and Liv was married to Liliana at the time.
Ahí está. Bueno, era una pareja amiga de Toronto y se conocieron y empezaron a hacer música. Sí. Hay un... There is a level of music here. You're like, well, no, but the result is incredible. It's incredible, and we really enjoy your music. I want to ask, in the composition process in electronic music, when do you stop? When do you say this is enough?
I think I've come to think of music as a song is just. It's a living, breathing entity. It's never done. Like you're getting that particular version of it in time, but it's like the song will sound different when you play it live. The song will sound completely different when you listen to it in your car, or and it might change forms, especially we put our songs out for remix often, and then remix artists come in and they give it a brand new life, like a brand new perspective, like something brand different. So the song, I just don't see the songs as being done anymore. It's just like, this is the version of it today, and we're comfortable with that, so we'll put out that version, and then, yeah, it might sound different at a live show. It might sound different if a remixer does it.
Exactly. Bueno, le pregunté cuándo era el momento de terminar la canción en este proceso creativo electrónico, y dice que nunca, porque una cosa es la canción como la terminaron, otra como la tocan en vivo, después hay remixes, como la escuchás en el auto, o sea que la canción, el arte, digamos, nunca está realmente terminado. Aparte, después hay procesos de remix que hacen otros artistas, y también sigue cambiando y está todo el tiempo vivo. And I want to know, why do you think that the remixes are so popular, or common in electronic and not in rock music?
Oh, that's a good question. I think probably because it's just the music that they're gravitating towards. You know, if you're a lover of electronic music or dance music or whatever, that's just what you love. It's just what you love. So then if you want to start creating it yourself, you can. Like there's free software now. Like there's one, I think it's called LMMS, and you go online and you download it for free, and you can start creating music tonight if you want. It's so accessible. And during, when we had all the lockdowns here, there was one of the stories was there was this gentleman, I don't know, I think he was in his 70s, and he decided to do this, and he remixed an Ashes and Dreams song, and he's like, this is the first thing I've ever done in my entire life, and this is my new thing to do while everything's shut down. And we were like, oh my gosh, we're so honored that we're part of your first song.
Nice, beautiful. A lot of people from the UK, the young people from young bands, they say that there are a lot of bands post-COVID and pre-COVID, like a new genre. Crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Eso lo han dicho.
Sí, pero bueno, lo que nos estaba comentando es que yo le decía por qué es tan común remixear o hacer cosas nuevas en la música electrónica y en el rock no, y dice que es mucho por las herramientas, porque uno si quiere se baja hay software gratuitos para hacer música electrónica, y dice que es posible empezar a hacer música electrónica ya, y que pasó mucho durante el COVID. Por ejemplo, ellos tienen un ejemplo de una persona de 70 años que empezó a hacer remixes y dice, esto es lo primero que hice en mi vida, y estaba maravillado con las herramientas de música electrónica.
Última pregunta mía, al menos. In Argentina, electronic had a lot of haters. A lot. The same thing happened in Canada, or... Sí, ¿no?
Well, yeah, you guys have lots of creators. Well, that's good to hear, you know. I mean, you might as well, if these tools are out there.
No. But
in Argentina, a lot of haters, of people who hate electronic music here in Argentina. A lot of stuff. But as time passed, now that disappeared. But like 19, Raúl, help me.
Sí. No, in Argentina we have a problem because there are many haters of electronic music. But we have, you know Hernán Cataño?
Okay.
Hernán Cataño, you know him? No, or not?
I don't think so.
Hernán Cataño is one of the most important DJs in the world. But really, then check it out. I'm going to send you the links because he's really, really important. But we have one of the most important DJs in the world, and we have many haters, many haters. It happens the same in Canada or not?
I don't think that haters. Wouldn't say that there's many haters. I think that people are very particular about what they like. You know, where they're not going to criticize you for what you're listening to, or they're not going to. But there is, I suppose, you know, some people is like, oh well, it's just electronic music. It's not long lasting. It's only temporary stuff or something like that. But no, I don't think there's many people that are like outright saying, I hate this kind of music. I think it's more just people really like their style. They like country and western, or they like rock. And if they don't want to consider electronic music real music because you're not playing every instrument live on stage, I suppose there is that school of thought. But it's just like, you know what, it's music, and it's a different form, and everybody likes what they like. You know, if people like electronic music, they like it. You don't need to explain it. You don't need to justify it. It's just what you resonate with.
Exactly. I feel the same. Sí. Bueno, lo que estaba contando con el tema del country y la música rock en Canadá, dice que no particularmente odian a la música electrónica, pero ellos tienen su gusto. O sea, a ellos les gusta el country y el rock y no escuchan nada más. Y dice, bueno, que el country, que la música electrónica no son instrumentos tocados, entonces no es música. Eso es lo que suele pasar en Canadá. Después les voy a contar la historia de Papo, Manu. Get the show.
Contásela, por favor. Silver, you are very kind and you explain the things very well. I want to thank you for that.
Well, it's great. You guys have a great idea. I love this show. You know, you've got both of you, Raul, Manu, on camera. It's just a great concept, and you're asking such amazing questions, so thank you.
No, because we like to meet people from around the world with different tastes, you know, and we want to know about them. And there was a famous guitar player in Buenos Aires that the name was Papo, and he was fighting with a DJ on a TV show, a really important TV show, and he said, "You are a DJ, see, get a job." Like, say, you don't play the thing that you were saying.
Right.
Sí, we can understand that. Perfect. And Lisa, you released an album called Pages.
Yes.
Why the name in Portuguese, Pages?
Because that was we were trying to come up, Livio and I were trying to come up with a name for our new album, and we're both of the Pisces astrological sign. Like, our birthdays are both Pisces. So then we didn't want to call it Pisces, so then I just went on to Google Translate, and I really liked the Portuguese interpretation of that word. I was like, ooh, I like that. And so then we decided to name it that. But it was basically just because of us both being of the same astrological sign.
Perfecto. Bueno, le pregunté porque sacaron un disco que se llama Pages con un montón de canciones de ellos, y le pregunté por qué el nombre en portugués, y lo que ella estaba contando, que en el horóscopo, en la astrología, son los dos peces, los dos miembros del grupo son peces, y lo decidieron traducir a Pages, que sonaba bien en portugués. Lisa, we are about to finish the interview. Thanks for your time. We really love to speak with you because you can explain things really good. So
thank you. This has been a pleasure. Thank you, guys.
No, thanks to you. Just to close the interview, can you tell us something about the future projects of Ashes and Dreams?
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, let's see, the future projects. We're still writing. Like, we haven't written all the songs for Pages yet, so we're still working on that. And then Leave, my songwriting partner, he stepped away from music for a bit, but now he's back, and he's been doing some amazing Instagram reels.
Okay.
And then here in Winnipeg, I do performing so there's some musicians here, lately it's been mostly our percussionist, Kevin Cote. And so we'll go and we'll perform Ashes and Dreams songs here. And so we'll hopefully be doing more of that, and then just focusing on new songs for our album and performing live when we can, and trying to, everything's so online these days. So we're always trying to find creative ways to just put ourselves out online.
Perfecto. Bueno, le pregunté por los planes futuros de la banda y lo que nos estaba contando, bueno, que ella está tocando con un percusionista en Winnipeg hace un par de shows, y Liv había dejado un poco de lado la música y ahora está volviendo a tocar, y lo que nos estaba contando que hace un montón de reels con música para Instagram, así que están con los reels, con nueva música y con shows en vivo de Lisa, y están esperando a ver si siguen.
¿Se lo recomendaría a Careta Radio los reels?
Do you recommend? Do you think that the reels are things important?
I don't. I think they're just a way to reach people. Really, okay. You don't. Yeah, I mean, we try to just create anything that we put online. We try to just make it representative of us. But I suppose it's just a way to reach new people and just allow people to hear our music that haven't heard it before. If somebody even listens to it for 30 seconds, it's like, that's a win.
Exactly. Perfecto. Bueno, lo que nos estaba diciendo, que directamente los reels son una manera de acercarse a la gente, y dice ya directamente que si una persona te presta atención 30 segundos, se escucha, ya es importante, así que va para adelante. Es una manera de que la gente escuche. Lisa, thanks for your time. We really love to speak with you. We are going to play The People to close the interview.
Oh, good.
Can you tell us something about that particular song?
Right. Yeah, that one, The People, is that one's more anthemic, like an anthem. And it was just basically kind of about all of the lockdowns that happened and how they were affecting the children, and they were not very good for the kids. So was the gist behind the song. It's just like,
Exactly. Perfect. We are going to close with that. Thank you very much, Lisa, and we keep in touch, okay?
Okay, great. Thank you guys. Thank you, Manu. Thank you, Raul.
Bye. Bye.
The tyrants hypnotize the people with a new law. Waved all the kids into a cave and sealed it with a rock. A diet of lies for breakfast and censorship for tea. Oh, those teas. Ingesting so much fear, it was a struggle just to breathe. Soon the streams of light began to seep in. Soon the streams of questions began.